Mayor Pro Tem, we are ready.
Okay. This is a special meeting for September 10, 2025, convening at 2:03 p.m. Madam City Clerk, can you do the roll call?
Councilmember Nakanishi? Here. Councilmember Hoti?
Here.
Councilmember Craig Hensley, Mayor Pro Tem Ypez,
Here.
Mayor Bregman, and for the record, Mayor Bregman and Councilmember Craig Hensley are absent from this meeting.
Madam City Clerk, can you please introduce the public hearing item?
Yes, today's public hearing will be to consider adopting a resolution approving the 2024-2025 Community Development Block Grant Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, and Neighborhood Services Manager Jennifer Ryan will be giving that presentation.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Thank you for coming here today. I know we're at a special time, so I appreciate you taking your afternoons to come in today. Unfortunately, this is on a statutory date requirement, so we have to have this done before the end of September in order to have it submitted to HUD, so I appreciate having this special meeting. As City Clerk mentioned, that this is a public hearing for the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, here by reference as CAPER from here on, because that is a mouthful. And then City Clerk, do we have the PowerPoint up? Oh, I don't think you, give me 1 second.
Recording in progress.
Oh. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so why are we here? We're here to go over the CAPER, and as noted that the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development requires that the CAPER be completed on an annual basis. So we have a very short time frame to turn this around. So essentially at the end of the program year, which ends June 30th of the prior year, the subrecipients have about 30 days to get their invoices into us and their final quarterly reports into us. And then we literally have the month of August to get all of this together. Plus we have to have a 15-day reporting period so that the public has an opportunity to provide any feedback or anything like that on the report. So all of that has to happen in a very short time frame, and then bringing it forth to council. So once we bring it forth to council, we have a public hearing to ensure that public has another opportunity to provide any feedback at that point in time, and then we have to request that the council adopts the CAPER. So the notice was posted to the Lodi News Sentinel on August 26th. The public review comment period started on August 25th through September 10th. So we actually did give an extra day just to be on the safe side for that. We're here for the public hearing today, and we are requesting for public comment and approval of the 2024-25 CAPER. So the 24-25 program year consisted of program funds for $675,615. This did include a little bit of rollover of $50,000 from CDBG funds from prior program years. This occasionally happens when administrative costs go under, if a public service provider underexpends, which is usually via the capital projects. Public services usually fully expend their funds. If there are any rollover dollars, it can only be expended towards capital projects. That's a HUD regulation, so unfortunately, we can't then redistribute it back out to public services or anything like that. So that's why you'll see our capital improvement budget is significantly higher than other areas at $465,000, and this included the Salis Park Affordable Housing Project, senior project that we are working on, the Parks and Rec office and shop ADA upgrades, and the graffiti abatement program. Also, portion of that was put under there and charged to the administrative program cap so that we didn't have to take all of that from the public service cap. For public service programs, we had $90,000, and that consisted of subrecipients, including Community Partnerships for Families, the graffiti abatement, Lowell Center, Salvation Army, Hope Harbor, Second Harvest Food Bank, and Prevail programs. Program administration, we do split between city staff and our consultant, Michael Baker, and San Joaquin Fair Housing. Fair Housing can go under either the public services cap or it can go under the administration cap. But again, since public services is only a small 15%, we try to put as much out into the community as we can and try to reduce the administrative impact. So the expenditures in the 2024-25 program year were about $321,000, and this is pretty normal because usually capital projects may take a little bit longer to get in progress. So we may not have as high expenditures in one year, and the next year we may see a significant increase as these capital projects get completed. So those are all items that we look into as well. So we do try to manage those capital projects to make sure that we at least get a few accomplished within the program year, because we do have timeliness tests that we have to meet as well. And then just to note, 100% of the expenditures went towards extremely low and low-income beneficiaries, and this is documented in a multitude of ways. Some of it is demographic information collected by public service providers, or if they were in a CDBG target area or qualified census tract area. So accomplishments included Creekside South Apartments, and this was actually a prior program year funded as well, and they rehabilitated and assisted 40 seniors with affordable housing. This is an existing project, and some of the funds just went to do some of the facility upgrades. Graffiti abatement removed graffiti from 117 locations and 131,392 instances within the CDBG target area. So we can only fund graffiti abatement on private or public properties within the CDBG target areas. The rest of it is funded by the city. Prevail assisted 18 homeless youth with their safe house and opportunity house shelters. Community Partnerships for Families of San Joaquin served 643 persons through their support and counseling programs. Lowell Senior Center assisted 98 seniors receiving meals 5 days a week, wellness check-ins through the Meals on Wheels program as well. Some of these pictures are from those as well. San Joaquin Fair Housing assisted 985 Lodi households. They also held a few different webinars and community meetings that assist tenants and landlords both kind of understand their rights and responsibilities and open for questions. We do often post those webinars on our social media pages in order to get the information out to the community. Second Harvest Food Bank assisted 3,703 individuals. The Salvation Army assisted 502 persons with overnight shelter at Hope Harbor. And with that, that is a very short snapshot of all the good work doing in community based on CDBG funded programs. And just to be aware, CDBG is often a very small portion of those nonprofits' budget overall. So they just leverage the CDBG funds to expand the resources within the community. So it's a good use of funds because we definitely get more than our dollar for dollar return. So at this time, our recommendation is to adopt a resolution approving the 2024-25 Community Development Block Grant Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, and we are available for any questions.
Does the council has any clarifying questions?
I have no problem with that. What process do you folks use when people apply? What committee in our staff looks at that and this is how much we're going to give?
It does go through an extensive process. We actually start the application process often in December, and that's after a few weeks of prep time getting the applications together, and then we post it in December through January for subrecipients to apply. They must apply for either the public services or the capital project separately. It can't be on one combined account, one combined application. Once we receive those in, We do an extensive research to ensure that they're eligible, so we confirm 501c3 status, making sure that they're not debarred or anything like that from the state or grants.gov. Once we finish that process, then we send those applications to our Lodi Improvement Committee. They review and evaluate the applications, and there is a specified scoring rubric that is also posted on our website with the application, so subrecipients know what they're going to be scored on. And then all of that is scored by Lodi Improvement Committee, and we hold a meeting to determine what the awards are going to be based on the ranking of those applications. And then LIC brings forth that recommendation through community development to council for final determination and decision on that.
Often we'll have applications or applicants actually in chambers with us describing their projects and the merits of their request.
My last question, compared to last year, is there much discrepancy in this percentage of what you're giving? And to the recipients, have they changed? Not much.
Because the last few years, we've been pretty consistent on the funding that we received from HUD. It was pretty close to the amount of funding over the last couple years. And then we do also do a 2-year cycle now. So if a public service is awarded funds, it is awarded for 2 years as long as we receive the funds from HUD and that there isn't a reduction in that dollar amount. And that is to allow the nonprofits to be able to plan accordingly, especially if they're starting a new program or expanding their program. It allows them to budget that more extensively. We did actually get a little bit of a bump in the 25-26 year, so it was a little bit higher on the allocations to the public services, but it's all based on the amount of funding we receive allocated from HUD.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the Creekside Apartments, those are by Beckman Elementary School?
Yes.
And what exactly are they going to do with the dollars there?
So they are rehabilitating those units. They were built many decades ago and have not had significant upgrades in the recent years. So they are working to upgrade each unit. So CDBG was just a small portion of that. They also got a large amount from the county as well to be able to help support that rehabilitation program so that we could keep those units because they do have to meet certain standards. So they want to make sure that we have those upgraded and we have them for many years to come.
And that's a nonprofit that runs that facility?
Housing Authority of San Joaquin. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And what is that project like the states, like so they can rehabilitate it, but when will we expect them to be done? Like in the next year or they're almost done?
I believe they're working to complete it in the next year.
Okay, and another question, for the 18 homeless youth that you guys work with, how old are they? Like what is the average age and what kind of programs you guys have helped them with?
The average range is usually between 13 and 17. Then there is also a transition age youth, which is 18 to 24. So they can assist based on various programs. Prevail works with all that range of the youth to ensure that they are housed or within a program.
Okay, and final question, in the Salas Park project that was there, what is the status on the, I think you guys mentioned it and we voted on it a long time ago and yeah.
Correct. I'll let John update on that because it's actually in the planning division now.
Okay, cool.
Yes, they have one last funding request they intend to make, but they are prepared now with a complete application, a very high score, to go for their tax exempt funding. So they'll be moving forward as soon as they get that funding resource. They look forward to breaking ground on the first phase.
Oh, like soon? Like,
I believe their next round of funding is actually April.
oh,
They have to have applications in months and months in advance. But based on their scoring, they believe they should get an award. If they're awarded, they would have to have a shovel-ready project. So they've worked on getting all of the permit documents ready to go. They can't submit them until they have the funding, but they'll launch that as soon as they understand their funding.
okay, thank you.
And that's the site north of Salis that we talked about for the senior veteran.
Yes, it's the Seniors Veterans Project.
Okay, so I want to open the public hearing at 2:07 p.m. City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
No, but Mayor Pro Tem, I just want to make a clarification. We're opening it at 2, we're now 2:18.
2:18? Sorry, my dyslexia.
No worries, no worries. But I do not have any comment cards, and we do not have any members of the public present.
Okay. Then I will now close the public hearing at 2:18 p.m. And Any comments from the council?
Let's stay on 6 months. Okay. You don't-
So moved, or I'll make a motion to,
Okay, so okay. Yeah, we'll turn a motion, so,
Second?
okay. Okay, it passes.
I'll just note the one that says Cameron Bregman, that's actually Mayor Pro Tem Yepez, because you're sitting in the seat. But yes, 3-0.
Perfect. So you know more actions on the agenda, I will adjourn the meeting at 2